jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Man, what it do? Shout out to the House of Shannon, MF and Gang. Yes, let's get down to it, man. Word has broke. You already know. The word has been reported. News has broken that Shannon Sharpe is in a whole nother situation again. I mean, just the fact that the situation went down with him and Skip Bayless, and then it went down with him supposedly, filming his exclusive interaction with a female companion, which is nothing wrong with that. I'm not knocking that shit. Even the audio, I'm not knocking it. Real talk. But this right here, this is different. See, this right here, this is a bit different because it's a lot of people chiming in, and WCS, I'm not following what everybody else is doing just for clicks and views. But I'm gonna tell you what I think. Okay, that's basically what I'm trying to tell you. I'm going to tell you what I think. Pretty much, this situation is a bit wild because it involves a 54-year-old male athlete. He in the Hall of Fame, NFL Hall of Fame. He's retired. Okay, he's semi-retired. He still has a gig. Well, I don't know what he got now, but he had a gig when he was on TV. Club Shay Shay was banging. Not to mention him being on ESPN and giving the the breakdown and the commentary with Stephen A. Smith. Shout out to the OG Stephen A. Smith in the game. But he's been on stage a lot lately, and it's only so many times these employers are gonna draw the curtains for you. It's only so many times they're gonna have a conversation. Now, I don't think they really care about him being on video because from what I'm understanding, he was able to get some sponsorships from to improve a male enhancement, when it comes to those type of times. I saw him with Roe Sparks or whatever it is, and this, I guess they sponsor him. I mean, Shannon's been doing very well on Club Shay Shay. I'm not gonna lie. He's had some very memorable interviews on there with some people. I'm not gonna lie to you. I never thought Shannon Sharpe would be in that position to really lock in like that. But he's doing fairly decent as an interviewer. I myself really don't like interviews, but he, doing interviews, but he's been doing his thing. I'm gonna put it to you like that. But let's get down to the nitty gritty of Gabriella Funiga. Okay, Funiga. Gabriella Funiga is the female in question that Shannon Sharpe is allegedly now going through this turbulence with. The trick bag. You hear people talk about the trick bag. It exists, y'all. The trick bag exists. The trick bag exists. And I'm going to tell you why it exists. Because individuals like Shannon Sharpe, he has a type. I'm not saying he can't get an older woman, but this is where things get a little bit different. Okay? And once again, this is my opinion. And I could care who don't like it, because this is strictly about my assessment of Shannon Sharpe and what I think of his current situation. Now, it's clear that Shannon Sharpe has a type, but it's also clear that you have people out here trying to denigrate the man because of the type that he selected. What type are you talking about, WCS? You're the type that females that certain men Shannon Sharpe age cannot get. Now let's be frank. Let's be frank, man. Let's be clear. Stop play. Let's be clear about something. In the US of A, the legal age is 18 years of age. Okay. We have OnlyFans. We have females out here doing OnlyFans allegedly. That's not even 18 though, right now. But they're making in money. You got people, parents, supporting that shit, helping them make money. False, putting up information that's not true, lying about their age and everything. So that's why the athletes, celebrities, all of them, they have to be very, very careful about these girls that look older than what they are. This is not the case with Gabriella, who you see in the thumbnail. Gabriella is the OnlyFans model that has been having recreational sexual play with the one and only Shannon Sharpe. Hold on. Why is that not like that? Hold on for a second now. I wonder why you're not. She is the one that's been engaged with Shannon Sharpe. Now, I look, and some outlets say it's 20 years old. Some say it's 19 years of age. I hear some people asking, why is Shannon Sharpe engaging with such a young woman? And I'm gonna tell you why these individuals are trying to question Shannon Sharpe. For one, 54 years of age says, yes, you have lived half of your lifespan. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Let's just gauge the range 1 to 100. Okay. In the case of Shannon Sharpe, he's not the average guy. I mean, he's making pretty good money. He should be well off right now. Especially if he was trying to settle for $10 million before this even hit the airwaves. That's where my problem comes into play with the $10 million settlement. I don't care about everything else that Shannon Sharpe is gauging in. All the foreplay, all the sexual innuendos, all the nightcaps, pillow talk. I don't care nothing about that. He's doing what a man do. She's of age. Why these grown men out here dogging Shannon out for getting with a young OnlyFans model that's a freak? Yes, we're gonna take a look at the text. We're gonna take a look at the text because people are trying to paint Little Red Riding Hood like she was just walking down the street and Shannon Sharpe popped out the bushes. Hey, how you doing? Never seen you around here before. Man, you mighty fine. I like what I see. It didn't happen like that, y'all. No, it did not happen like that. So I want you to quit trying to paint Shannon Sharpe out as some predator because she's of age. She's out here on OnlyFans probably making more money than a lot of you content creators who come on here 7.5 times a day talking about views. She's probably making a lot of money. That is a thing today. But the good thing about Shannon is she's of age. The bad part starting off this conversation is, why were you trying to settle for 10 million? Did you do something inappropriate to this OnlyFans model? And why did you feel you had to? See, this is where the dumb come into, not being the sharpest tool on the motherfucking field. This is where the stupidity comes in, Shannon, because as a black man, you know motherfucking better. You know goddamn well you don't go up here messing with a young white woman that's an OnlyFans model, little innocent looking cute. She can come in court with no makeup and do her hair a certain way, put on some big clothes, and the judge can be like, oh, Shannon, how dare you try to take advantage of this little tender Caucasian woman? All she was trying to do is make a living, and you took advantage of her. This is not a good look. This is not a good look. And you know, I ain't gonna lie to you. I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest. It's all about some type of honesty, ain't it? I gotta be honest. When I finally start to dig into this situation right here, I said to myself, it's something about Shannon Sharpe. I mean, I don't dislike the brother. It's just moments that made me question, like, what the heck is going on? Is he? Ain't he? Is he? Ain't he? Back and forth, right? And you know what I'm talking about. But lately, his situations has been about women that he has leaked out to the public. Now, I'm not saying he leaked this out because the attorney for Gabriella is the one that leaked this shit out. But for Sharpe, he had the situation where he was on audio, and now this situation comes out, and he tried to settle for 10 million. Let's look at what TMZ had to say about this, because this is where I lower my defenses. It's only so far I can go, Shannon. I can't really defend you if you try to settle for 10 million. That means you are somewhat admitting to doing something. You're admitting to something that happened behind closed doors, in between the sheets. And I'm saying to myself, bro, as much as you have earned successfully in your lifetime, your own national television, isn't that enough to just ask an OnlyFans model, do she wants to get freaky? Is it okay to get freaky with it? Is it? Because I know when I show these text messages, people are going to be like, oh, well, okay, now I see it from her point of view, but I see it from Shannon's point of view. But then again, you have the $10 million settlement, which he was trying to offer for her. If you want to talk about ever being a trick bag in life when it comes to what they say, hate the game, don't hate the player, hate the game, right? This is a prime example of why the game wins sometime. She played the game very, very well. She had a high-end client, and she played the game very well. Let's get to what TMZ Sports had to say. Shannon Sharpe accuser confronted him over alleged rape. No means no. This is what was put out there. That's the one and only Shannon Sharpe. I ain't taking no side, Sharpe. Don't come for me. I'm reading public information. TMZ Sports, Shannon Sharpe accuser confronted him over the alleged January 2025 sexual assault with a newly released text message showing the woman told him no means no. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look. As you see right up here, okay, this is the type of screenshot that you don't ever want to see. You know what I'm saying? You don't ever want to get the late night text because you didn't wear the latex and now something else is gone wrong. You know what I'm saying? You don't ever want to get that late night text. You don't want to get that. She said, I cried when you left because I begged you to put a condom on and not put it in my A. And you didn't listen. I don't care what our history is. No means no, Shannon. God, listen to me. As any type of man, but I'm just talking about as a black man. God damn it. I'm going goddamn rappelling off a goddamn cliff right now. I mean, look, if I have any sort of freaking guilt to what she just put in this freaking text, it goes on in the second one. The second one say, I don't know how to process this. This is February 2nd, 2025. Both of these texts she sent was January 2nd, 2025. She sent both of these. Then Shannon Sharpe responds, can I call you later? He said, can I call you later? So Shannon's like, man, we got to talk. She about to goddamn fuck me up. I'm about to lose everything. You know, you might end up incarcerated for some shit like this. So TMZ, this is TMZ via TMZ. Okay. We got a shout out TMZ. She sent out another text. This was June 14th. No, let me see what day it was. Because the clarity on the text is not that good. Let me go over here. Well, I don't really need to know the date because I need some bifocals to read that. I'm guessing it's June 14th. Let me see. I'm not even going to try to figure out. Okay, this is June 14, 2024. Okay. She's saying, I want to be abused, daddy. That's her in blue. She's talking, you know, to guy Shannon Sharpe. I want to be abused, daddy. I want like some hardcore action though. You can pretty much read in between what she's saying. Let's go back to what TMZ said. She went on to tell Sharpe, I don't know how to process this. And in the response, Sharpe asked if he could call her later. It's unclear if the two were able to talk about the matter on the phone. The texts were released to TMZ Sports along with hundreds of others on Tuesday afternoon. Most of the messages shows what appears to be kinky, consensual relationship between the two. Okay, that's what I'm agreeing to also. It said in one, which those sent to Sharpe June 2024, she says, I want to be abused, daddy. In another sent in July 2024, she writes, I want you to tie me up like this and abuse me. In a third, dated January 31st, 2024, she requested some hardcore action from the Pro Football Hall of Famer. Okay? So those are receipts from the one and only TMZ Sports. Sharpe's attorney, Lanny J. Davis, tells us, in his opinion, they show that she likes and asks for fantasy role playing and other forms of unusual sexual behavior. He also said he believes the message shows a change in her behavior when Sharpe refused to have a child with her. It gets interesting. She wants Shannon Sharpe to lock it in for 18 years? Huh? She must think Shannon Sharpe at 54 years of age is still putting out them soldiers. A soldier so much to the point where she's only 19 or 20. So if he puts a soldier up in there and it comes out a male, you know what I'm saying? Potentially he might be on the gridiron. I know your daddy is. Man, no wonder you out here in NFL football. I also remember when those allegations hit, but I understand why you're here. Oh man, that's incredible. What if she wanted to lock him in for 18 years? The one good thing about this is that she let it be known that she wanted him to put a baby up in her. This is a hustler. This is a hustler in the worst ways. The reason why I'm saying that is that she is basically letting you know, I'm providing a service for your ass. Yes, sir. I'm providing a freaky service for you. And I feel that we have a cordial enough relationship that I can make some money. You know what I'm saying? I can make some real money off this. She has put it out there. She's a freaky one. She loves to get down for the freakniks. Not just basic freakniks, but hardcore freakniks. But once you go into that type of area, you need documentation when you're dealing with someone other than pillow talk. Pillow talk after you climaxing and busting. No. You need something else on that this day and time. You need documentation. You need something to say everything was consensual, and this is what it is. You cannot assume just based off of you all both getting to a point of relaxation after going at it for 7 minutes. He's 54 years old. I'm just saying, he's 54 years old, shouty. Hey, 54 years old. He going at it for 7 minutes, then pillow talking, and then I guess throwing a roll sparks in your mouth again and get back right and go at it again. But now you want it, to take it to a different level. You need documentation for that. Anyway, let's hear what good old Shannon Sharpe had to say. And just for copyright purposes, and I know I'm going to play the audio. Okay? Just bear with me. And for those of you that spell checking my thumbnail, I already know that ain't what this is about.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks.
So that was TMZ Sports. That was TMZ Sports. And that was Shannon Sharpe giving his speech to the people that he's suing for defamation. Now, there are other articles out here. Let's find out a little bit more about who this female is. Don't you want to know who she is? I mean, for real. Don't you want to know the nasty part about it? Let's share this right here. Because it's more to this. It's just bad. So let me share this and take down the thumbnail so we can, because there's plenty of articles out here. So we're going to take our time. Okay, Gabriella Zuniga's lawyer makes new claim against Shannon Sharpe. Okay. Lawyer, and I've did a little research on this guy. Attorneys can be very aggressive, man. And it said that he's been after some others. I'm not here to try to bring light to who he is and what he's trying to make money off of. I'm just giving you the article. It said attorney Tony Busby issued another statement Tuesday involving allegations made against Shannon Sharpe. Busby offered a new statement on his Instagram Tuesday in response to a video Sharpe posted earlier in the day regarding the allegations made against him by Gabriella. Specifically, Busby addressed a claim by Sharpe's lawyer suggesting that Sharpe accuser had rejected a huge sum of money in an attempt to settle the case. She rejected 10 million, y'all. Look right here. She rejected. Busby suggested that it was true that his client turned down 10 million as part of a settlement. Now, people are going to have their thoughts on this. They're going to say, okay, man, she's greedy as hell. Or her attorney probably filling her ear with drool, saying, hey, don't take that 10 million. We can get way more out of that. They're going through all his Shay Club Shay. They're going through all his potential earnings. We can get way more than this, man. Way more. Just be patient. It goes on to say, the lawyer pointed out how that tactic is at odds with Sharpe's claim that the allegations are meritless. Said he and his client would not be deterred by Sharpe's attack on them. He said it won't be deterred. It goes on to say Busby also claimed that his client, whom he is still identifying as Jane Doe, signed a confidentiality agreement with Sharpe prior to the two sides entering mediation. They had a mediation too. So this is not for sexual engagement. This has to be for some type of inappropriate behavior that happened in the process of just being intoxicated. I guess the adrenaline, the freak off was at an all-time high. I guess the intoxication level for a 54-year-old Shannon Sharpe, he must have not had clarity. It must have been something that was impairing his vision. Because if the mediation is because he took the condom off and still went in from the rear, he wanted to go to Starfish Island, then that's where there's some serious allegations can stick. Because why would you go into mediation if the allegations are meritless? Meritless. That's what you said, meritless, right? But you're going into mediation. God damn, the trick bag is cold. Cold. It goes on to say Busby claimed that Sharpe's camp has now breached that agreement by revealing the accuser's name and said it would prove to be a grievous error on Sharpe's part. It goes on to say, and quote, although we will save the video discussed by Sharpe's lawyer for the courtroom, I would suggest that Mr. Sharpe's new lawyer take a moment to listen to his client at a different time on the audio and ask his client for the real story, the truth, Busby wrote. So Busby is going for the throat. Busby is going for everything attached to the brain stem. He's trying to then leave Shannon Sharpe bedridden. He's saying, get with your freaking client so he can tell the truth. I'm not going to keep playing these games with you. Now, there's a tape out that had been edited of some very graphic sexual engagement. Now, once again, I'm not shitting on that. I'm not that person, bro. I'm not gonna do like a lot of these cats acting like, oh man, the first time, we want to come up here and act like Shannon doing something nasty, like he just freaking popped the cherry. It's okay for him to go up here and have sexual engagement. But when you talk about doing something inappropriately that she said no and you went on and did it anyway, hey, you in for one. You are in for it. It goes on to say Busby also claimed that his client, whom he is still identifying. No, I already read that. My bad. Hold on for a second. Let's read this right here. Let me see if this is the same that they just, yep. I just went over this. Yep. So this is pretty much the documentation. The language that was used, that was basically copy paste. It looked like he was a Marine too. But that's Mr. Busby right here. Attorney Busby. That's him. So this is the part I want to talk about also. I want to share this with you right quick. Okay. I want to get your perspective on this. Why? Because I just want to try to find out if people are going to be honest. This is radaronline.com. This is their article. Shannon Sharpe claims OnlyFans star Gabriela Zuniga plans on releasing sex tape to make me look guilty after she accused him of rape and $50 million lawsuit. Okay. Obviously, this is a big deal if she accusing him of rape. Now, my question mark comes into play. I'm talking about in platoon formation. That's how my question marks are coming. Platoon formation. I want to know, were you all already engaged in intercourse? Were you already into the freak off? At that point in time, if he grabbed and flipped you over and said, I want to do it from this angle right here, and you all was already having sex. Now, that's where the question marks come into play. That's where I need some answers to, because it's not like it used to be before social media. All this movement and everything else that goes along with it, you just want to be like, okay, are we feeling each other? We like each other. You want to be, you want to spend time together, this, that, and that. It's just simple-minded. Let's have intercourse, sex, or whatever you want to call it, and get it in. But when you go to a female that's much younger than you, that's living off a platform for which majority of the content is put out is provocative, right? I don't have a problem with that, because that's what they want to approve. Like we had Backpage and everything before. That's what they want to approve for people to make revenue off of that. So I'm not worried about that, right? Shannon should have known what type of female he was dealing with, point blank, period. If they was engaged in intercourse and he attempted to basically line her up on the offensive line and play defense without the actual call being made, and she said, no, I don't want to do that, well, you got some issues. Shannon, you're in mediation. You're trying to settle for 10 mil. God damn. Jesus, man, you trying to tell me this right here? She came up. Look at Gabriela. She came up 10 million. She turned down 10 million. And Sharpe is one of her high-profile clients. I'm guessing. Shannon Sharpe has revealed a woman accusing him of rape is threatening to release a portion of the sex tape in coming days. OnlyFans star model Gabrielle Zuniga, I'm just going to call it Gabriella, who has been identified by Sharpe's attorney, is suing the NFL Hall of Famer for $50 million and has already released audio evidence she says proves her point. That's Shannon Sharpe. In a scathing rebuttal to Gabriella charges, Sharpe went on Instagram to share his side of the story, saying that he was being blackmailed and extorted by the model. 54 years of age just proves that you're never too old to learn a valuable lesson. Never too old. And unfortunately, when you get this mother effing old, 54, you're not trying to get a lesson taught to you from somebody who's only 19 or 20. But in this day and time, if you are a high profile human being in life, there are always hustlers out there. There's always hustlers out there. And if you have that freak in you that you want to venture into these sites and pay the fee because it's not going to affect you one way or the other, and you want to get close to one of these models, and she's young, she's what you desire, and you're feeling very good about yourself, just make sure you stick to what works. See, I can see a lot of shit going left in this. Seriously, I can see a lot of shit going left. Why? Because, man, she was talking crazy Some of the stuff I'm not going to even put up here because it's too graphic. She was talking crazy. She was talking about $25K for each cheek. What is that about? $25K for each cheek. Well, she was going to get some type of enhancement. Or she was talking about that's what, my going price is. They saying she's a model. But clearly, it seems like her and Shannon Sharpe had a more intimate relationship, does it not? It goes on to say this is a shakedown. Sharpe said at the start of the video before turning his attention to Gabriella's lawyer, Tony Busby, who is also in the news for going after Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs on sex trafficking allegations. Interesting. The 56-year-old continued. Tony targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and plays into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. What stereotype is that? I never had no what stereotype? The black man can't get women. That ain't a stereotype. We can get women. I mean, especially a man like Shannon, was in the NFL, strong enough to handle himself. I would say he's well off financially. I would say he's wealthy. We can say Shannon Sharpe is wealthy. Club Shay Shay is doing him great. And then when that sex audio came out, he got sponsored by some sexual enhancement pills. He's doing great. It goes on to say, hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. Sharpe demanded. I don't have it, or I would myself. So Shannon don't have the unedited version of the dang video. God damn, Shannon. This is everybody's worst fear, man, especially if you have the color shade skin that I do. And I think me and Shannon is about the same height. I don't know, but definitely I have a comparison that's really going to, kind of rub people the wrong way. I'm not sure if Shannon, outside of his $10 million settlement, actually is guilty. I'm not calling that man guilty. We have to see how this plays out. But they were in mediation for what? You was in mediation because you trying to slide in through the back door and it had a do not enter sign on that. You just reached up there and snatched that shit. What you do? Slap on the ass and be like, no, we still don't. And she talk about a condom. You didn't want to wear what the hell, Shannon? This is a person that, to me, he might have been enjoying Gabriella too much. Seriously. He might have been enjoying that sexual pleasure too freaking much. Because obviously she was benefiting from being involved with him. And I guess there wasn't no boundaries at that point in time. You can be a freak. That doesn't mean every freak is basically participating from the back, unless it's D style, right? I'm just saying, kitty phrases, unless it's D style. But for them, I don't know how freaky. Just based off her text messages, it seems like she's a freak off. Yes, it seems like she's willing to go. This is my analogy for all you cats out there trying to act like this shit is odd. I'm talking about him being involved with a younger woman. I despise cats that act like they ain't did shit in life when it comes to a woman. Too many of you all don't realize that a woman is extremely powerful. A woman is the most powerful human being. I'm talking about species in the world. I'm not talking about politics, bro. I'm not talking about them being president. I'm talking about the method for which they will find a way to survive. A woman has all the essential tools to survive by all means necessary. By all means necessary. Now, I'm not talking about a man, oh man, we go out here and hunt for food. I'm not talking about that shit. You have to understand what a woman is capable of doing in a situation like this, bro. Here you go having a attractive young Caucasian female in there with a NFL, former NFL Hall of Famer, professional football player, making boatloads of money on national television, and he just wants to enjoy his freak off sessions, but he loses fucking control. Now, WCS has a question, Shannon. Did you pop one too many roll sparks in your goddamn mouth? Did it tell you on the package you're only supposed to take one, goddamn it, and you pop 3 in there? Did you get high off your own supply? If it said 1 on the package, did you take 3, goddammit? Something went wrong in Shannon's freaking thought process because he has so much to fucking lose. Why would you even put yourself in a situation to even be there, to even attempt to violate an area where she said, nope, I don't want to go there. Nope, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. You can't be persistent just because your shit hard and you're like, okay, oh man, as much money as I pay you, you still want. You're already engaged. She's already giving you a part, but I'm seeing from the text message, there may be some deception in this shit too. She may be an absolute straight up freak. 12 or 6, right? But if that freak, if she's bullshitting, okay. But if that freak sat up there and told you, no, I really not trying to venture into that, I'm not cool with it, and you continue, then you have to face the consequences. But this is what I don't like about these cats is trying to paint Shannon out as being a predator. Do y'all know who Drea Howard is? Huh? Have we do y'all know who Drea Howard is? Yeah, I'm about to go there real quick. Yeah, I'm about to go there. Y'all know who she is, right? Let's get down to some understanding here. Let's get down to some understanding. Y'all know who Drea Howard is, right? Better known as Drea Mitchell. Y'all know who she is, right? If you don't, let me show you who she is right quick. Because I'm about to make a very clean reality on you cats is out here trying to profile Shannon Sharpe for dating a 19 and 20-year-old because he's 54 years old. I'm about to give you a clear understanding that you're full of shit. You're full of it. Where you at? Where are you at? Hold up. Hold up. Okay. Drea, 40. Oh, people about to feel some type of way now. I get it. You should. When Drea Mitchell, and she is very sexy, and she has, she's just been on the docket, in the last couple of years of dating Jalen Green. Okay. Drea is 17 or 18 years older than Jalen, right? She's a very attractive woman. She's had kids and kept herself together. She has that rebound body, okay? When she was out here looking, sitting courtside, you know what I'm saying? Wearing her, got that Coke bottle shape, going to the gym, putting in the hard work, staying away from the BBLs, looking naturally sexy. She has the lips, the face, and everything, right? When she was out here with young 21-year-old Jalen Green, 18-year gap. I didn't hear any of y'all guys, fellas out here holding Drea Mitchell accountable like y'all holding Shannon Sharpe accountable. She has a freaking 18-year gap. Her son, I believe her oldest son is 22 years of age. 22 years of age, y'all. Her son is 22 years of age. I did not hear any one of you guys out here talking about Drea Mitchell's son. And she has an 18-year gap on Jalen Green. That's her son right there. Now, from my understanding, she's had babies with people that's not the average Joe. Okay? But due to the circumstances, how she fits into this case with Shannon Sharpe is that her too went out there and dated a younger guy. Okay? I know they're not on trial right now, but I just wanted to tell you, you get somebody as fine as Drea Mitchell, and she's out here seeking out a young 21-year-old, however old he was. She was able to lock him in, and she has a son the same age. I just wanted to put that out there. That's all. I just wanted to put it out there. Let's go through this right quick. The 40-year-old Drea has several fashion lines. It's not what I wanted. They began dating August 2023 and immediately caught heat for their 18-year age gap, but they haven't let that slow them down. Where's all the outcry for that? That doesn't negate the fact that Shannon Sharpe should and may be shedding tears. I know he just did a freaking interview with Terrence Crawford. I know that must have been on his mind while he was up there interviewing the champ. But at the end of the day, Shannon Sharpe, you knew better. You can't tell me you've been in the NFL as long as you were and you never dealt with groupies. You was able to get through that entire season and make it to the hall and get the jacket, shawty, just to come up here and maybe have to sell it. I mean, you knew better. You ran into the groupies. You pulled up to the arena and saw the groupies out there. You probably had some mad freak-offs out there in the NFL your entire season, especially when you was younger and y'all was out there freestyling, bro. I know you did. Before social media was even a thing there, Shannon, you was out in that mother. Y'all was at the parties. You was doing everything. Because from my understanding, Shannon Sharpe don't have no kids, bro. Shannon Sharpe has no kids. But you have an OnlyFans model trying to entice you to put a shark baby up in there, a Sharpie? She's trying to get you to put a Sharpie up in there. What kind of baby mom shit is this, bro? She trying to get you to put your first seed up in her, get her pregnant, take you to court. So for 18 years, she's sitting on everything you work hard for. She's sitting on it for free. As I'm saying this, Shannon, you know, it kind of hurts like heartburn, bro, because not too many NFL players can leave the game they love and have a secondary career that's just as good, to be that noted. I mean, that recognized out here. I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible for you to have a platform to speak on for which you speak, to go out here, being in a league where you know you've witnessed and seen groupies lining up for you all, to go out here, be successful at a second career, have one of the hottest podcasts out there, make an astounding amount of money, only to give 10 million of those earnings to a female that's doing OnlyFans, that's probably fresh out of high school 3 years before that. Hey man, we gotta do better than this shit. I ain't gonna lie. I told my listeners before. I said, listen, I went in the military at 17. Listen to me. I went in the military at 17 years of age. I was engaged with extracurricular activities with 30-year-old women who I specifically told. In my mind, this is before social media. My mind was, they asked me my age. Hey, how old are you? 17. They didn't care. They didn't care. When you go in the military, you consider a man and a woman, a grown adult, even at 17 years of age. You go in the military, you might get somebody the same rank as you. Let's just say you're E2. You might have another E2 that's 19 or 20 because they came in the military late. If that 20-year-old have a relationship with that 17-year-old, it's nothing comparable to out here in the civilian life. We're both serving in the branches of the military, and nobody's asking, how old are you? No, they're like, you in the military, okay, it's cool for y'all to date, even though you're still 17. You can be in the military at 17, and you find it happening all the time. Well, females get pregnant at 17, and nothing happens. They can get pregnant by another military serviceman, nothing happens. In this case right here, it's just straight up stupidity. I mean, I'm trying not to make light of, she must have had the goddamn punani nani nani nani. For real, she must have had that kiwi mixed with mango nani nani. Woo, that shit it must have been super sweet. I'm serious. I'm talking about after you finish with that, you still salivating at the mouth. You like got that, damn. The kind of shit you go down to the car and say, you know what? I might just need to leave in the morning. You get on the phone. Hey, what you doing? What you mean? What you doing? You just left. Oh, I was thinking like, what you got going on tomorrow? Anything? No, I don't have anything. I'm just gonna rest up. Well, I'll just leave tomorrow. That's cool with you. I just popped 2 more roll sparks. I'm ready. I mean, she must have had the nani nani. She must have had the You put me to sleep tonight. I don't know why Shannon would jeopardize what he's earned in his football career and post career to basically restart another career as a podcaster, interviewer, and a sports analyst. Why would you allow a youngin to just scoop up that much proceeds based off your negligence, bro? That's mother effing negligence. If you was in mediation, something went down, bro. Why? You had enough money. You could have just said, hey, I'll pay you this to do this right here. It's just like, you going up there hiring a call girl. That's okay with you? Tell me yes or no. This chick is like, forget what you're talking about. Forget whatever intimate moment. She turned down $10 million. Where did these two go wrong is my question. What happened? Why did all of a sudden she turn on you there, Shannon? That is my biggest thought that I'm asking myself. What? Why did she turn on you? I don't know why and what you did for her to turn on you. But clearly, she felt that $10 million wasn't enough for what you did to her. That's crazy. I don't know what y'all think in the chat, but that is absolutely crazy. He said, because they was beating it up. Shout out to Conquest on deck. Shout out to Jay on deck. He said with the 3M label. Shit. With a 3M label, man. Damn. Shout out to Pim on deck, man. I'm just disappointed in this whole situation playing out the way it did for Shannon. But I just know the fellas, they would not say that about Drea Mitchell. You know, the only thing, you know, they talk about her as being a toss around. That's what they say, not me. That's what they say. So really, Drea is no different than this girl because they're both in a situation where their notoriety is based off what they're doing. She may be going from celebrity to celebrity, whatever. And this girl over here is working OnlyFans. But she is, per the text messages, it seems like she is a little bit freaky. But if that is indeed the case, I would assume Shannon Sharpe absolutely has the finances. If he wanted to pay for a different type of avenue, all you had to do is ask her. Why would you be so in the moment, man? Unless you took too many of them male enhancements, man. And I don't know, bro. Like, it's some stuff that I didn't even get into. Like the audio they had that she just was making him look crazy, bro. Like, she had it almost like he was choking her. And Shannon was like, next time I see you, you know, I mean, he was putting it out there like the next time I see you, allegedly, he's gonna choke the shit out of her. Like this wasn't something new. He said, I don't want you to choke me. And then, you know, he said, next time I see you, that's pretty much what's gonna happen. So this is why I can't be 1,000% on the side of him, because she's extorting, per what he's saying, she's trying to extort money from him. Something ain't right if you signed you had them sign a non-disclosure to go into mediation, but yet y'all came out here and dropped her name because it's breaking news. Her Tony is now behind it, and supposedly he's a freaking honey badger at this law shit. He's done went off the other celebrities. So I guess your attorney probably said, hey, you might want to break that agreement. We'll talk about that later and defend yourself, because this is going to be real bad on you. She got audio talking sweet to him, and this man saying allegedly when he see her next, he was going to goddamn choke you. If I was anywhere close, allegedly, something that he was saying to that extent, I really didn't want to get into all the audio because it's just crazy, bro. Let me see, you know what? Forget that. Hold on for a second. I'm gonna let me see. I know I had the video up here. Hold on for a second. Let me see, can I pull up this? Okay, here it goes right here. No, I don't want to use that one because they got music in it. God damn it. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. Let me see how this sounds right here. Oh, here it is. Here it is, goddammit. I got you. I got the audio, y'all. I said, man, forget this, man. I'm gonna get the audio, shawty. I got it. I got it. I got this audio. It don't have music in that mug either. And y'all tell me what you think of this. You tell me, is this cut and dry? You tell me, is there another side? Okay? Listen to this audio right here.
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what? What does that even mean?
Nothing yet.
Does that sound like Shannon to you? I want to ask my brothers out there, my black brothers. Does that sound like that brother? That does that sound like he has a distinct, tone to his voice?
You want to be a to me now, so
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
I don't know that much. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke the out of you when I see you.
God damn! Hold up. Shannon ain't playing. He said, "You say that word one more time, I'm gonna choke the shit out of you." Let's see what triggered him. He said he gonna choke the shit out of her when he see her.
Manipulate me.
I don't know that much. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke the out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I don't.
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do.
Shannon said, "Yes, you do. We waited in between time." Shannon said, "Yes, you do." It's some choking going on, y'all. It's some physicality involved in these two right here. This is not the natural. No. It's some freaky people out there now that be engaged in this shit. He said, "Yes, you do." We have to hear it again. I wasn't gonna be sit up here and play the audio, but god damn. I know it's low, but
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a to me now, so
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
I don't know that much. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke the out of you when I see you.
dang. That shit was being recorded. You talk about trick bag, goddamn David Blaine and David Copperfield, the two Davis, the teller two Davis would be goddamn impressed with that magic trick right there. She put him in the trick bag and recorded the shit. And she said something that trigger him, man. Manipulate. Don't manipulate me. That's probably been said before, and she knows he don't like it. Wow. The game is to be sold, not told.
Thank you.
Okay. I don't.
I just want to take a break right quick. Can you imagine, fellas, on the phone like this in deep shit with a female that's about to expose your ass, and you don't even know that she's recording, but she's saying little small jabs, little small trigger words to get you to say some shit like you said. Next time I see you, I'm gonna choke you. I mean, come on now. This is a big black football player. How is that gonna look in court? Especially when the jury is there and they hear this audio. Oh my God. Boy, I bet your stomach upset like a motherfucker right now.
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
He said, I don't think you have a choice. Oh my God. Just when WCS was not trying to play the audio, I was going to leave it to another freaking live stream. Shannon said, you don't have a choice in the matter. So now you're about to come off as a man that like the young white females, and you like to get physical. And you can be physical with a person that is, pretty much have a source of employment like her. But when it comes down to the weight and what you're known for, the strength factor, the imposing, intimidating, 6 foot whatever, black man being in there with this girl, this lady for sexual activities, how they're going to look at when they hear this audio is the fact that, yeah, y'all may have had some agreements. Y'all may have had some arrangements to the point where y'all was consensually engaging in areas of sexual intercourse. Okay. But it got to a point where that also was contributed with other physical activity that be portrayed as abuse, physical abuse. They're not going to blend that in with sexual contact, sexual intercourse. They're not going to blend that in. You choking her. I mean, yeah, she said it on the text that she wanted to be abused. So she might be down with that shit. But when you're talking on the phone and she's recording you, it's going to look bad. But hopefully Shannon Sharpe has the receipts to basically convince people that no, she likes it physical. She likes to be choked. She likes it rough, all that. Her on the phone, I don't want to be choked, and he's probably choked her before. Oh my God. That's crazy. Trick bagging at its best. To be that young and be that damn nefarious is crazy. Look at what Shannon saw. That didn't sound good at all, Shannon.
I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
What?
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Look at that. She sound like a little Red Riding Hood that broke her heel. Oh, my ankle hurt. I can't walk anymore. I don't want to be eating. Please don't eat me.
Yes, you do.
Shannon coming off as the big bag wolf.
I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Ain't that what the wolf would have said to the 3 little piggies? ain't that what the wolf would have said to Little Red Riding Hood? You don't have a choice in the matter. It's over. That's how the story goes. You know what I'm saying? That's how the story goes, goddammit. Damn. That's unfortunate right there. That's bad. That's bad right there. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't want to be choked. She playing the role. Yes, she is. It's bad too. Shout out to Christopher in the building. What's going on with it, Chris? He said, sounds like Shannon to me. Hey, man, it sounds like Shannon to me too, bro. Man, that last piece, that audio went. Look, the text message, okay, kind of paints her as really wanting to be physical with him. All right. It gets very graphic. But then the audio seems like outside of the bedroom, they're outside of I guess feeling some type of way of intimacy with one another. There may be something physical going on from that big guy, Shannon Sharpe. That's how they're going to paint him out to be. The big black football player who may have some other issues going on from the NFL. That it may be some domestic that bleeds over into this situation, even though it is evidence. It is evidence, receipts out there that they have been engaged and they like it, them freak offs to get a little physical. But when you suggest, based off your anger, that if you say that word again, I'm going to choke you next time I see you, it's not a good look to anybody who's listening to that shit. And especially her attorney is going to have her come into court looking like she just got out the trunk of a car and been homeless for the last 6 months. Yeah, he's gonna take her to a special Hollywood specialist. Hey, make her look like she's been living on the street for a year. We got to go to court. Hurry up. I will sell you the money. Hurry up. You got 10 minutes. She coming in there in the court, hair all messed up, semi bruises on her face, eyes red because they done squeezed vinegar in them. She coming in looking like she's been going through hell. And then the judge gonna ask her one time, ma'am, are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just so depressed. I'm just you heard him on the audio. He said he was gonna choke me. I'm in fear for my life. Man, it's gonna be all bad, dog. Oh my God, man. Shannon, I know you paid a little bit, but goddamn it, you ain't trying to come out the pocket for no 50 mics. Am I right or wrong, chat? He is not trying to come out the pocket for 50 mics, man. He is not trying to do that. All that hard work to get where you at, bro. And you sat up there and you about to give a young lady, OnlyFans model, the most money that she can get that she never would have made in 5 years, 10 years. I mean, she's about to hit the jackpot right now. And you might have residual effects from this by ESPN releasing you. I mean, I hope they don't take away, the Club Shay Shay. He has some very good interviews. But one thing I say outside of him getting physical, potentially, allegedly, with this female, outside of that, I don't care about all that other stuff these guys trying to paint him out to be with the age gap and all that. It's plenty of young females that want to get with a older cat, especially if he putting out that money. Plenty. If they have age, plenty of them out here that's getting money. It's just when it's somebody that they feel that they know, they want to act like it's all about morals and principles now, and he shouldn't be out here, being involved with a female that young. Come on now. Man, I'm taking this live light. I'm taking it light on what I could be saying. I'm taking it light. I'm just saying this situation, it has some normality to it because there are escorts out there. But when you hear him say, you say that word again, I'm going to choke you when I see you. All you do is think about football. That's all they're going to be thinking about. This big, strong motherfucker probably benching 400 in the gym. He was 400 on the bench. You're going to put your big ass, your big, strong hand around her little neck. People start going into fine detail mentally. They start having these long, drawn out imaginations. Let me see how long he's going to choke her. Oh, my God. They go home to the fire stick and start them retrieving movies that deal with women being horror movies and women being choked and all this other shit. Just start going through some crazy stuff, bro. That's not a good look when Shannon Sharpe is the one of the main characters in the movie. They look at him as being big, strong, and can pretty much rip her apart if he wanted to. That's what they look at him, bro. They're not looking at him as Club Shay Shay. They're not looking at him as an ESPN analyst. They're not looking at him as a Hall of Famer, bro. They're looking at him as the defendant, right? They look at him as the defendant right now. If this goes to court, this goes to trial or whatever, they're looking at him as the defendant who, if he settles this out of court, I'm pretty sure there may be repercussions with his job on ESPN. Who knows? If it's anything dealing with rape that can be proven, I mean, he's about to lose a lot of sponsorships, bro. I mean, I'm not going to compare him to other black men in professional sports who went down from that and had to take some years off and then coming. I'm not doing that, because people got to make a living. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to put that jacket on him. But all I'm saying, when that audio, she was playing with you, bro. She said, "I don't want to be choked." And you turn around and say, "You don't have a choice?" Boy, that punani nani must have been for you to trust her like that, talking about something that's physically engaging because it pissed you off. That's wild, bro. I'm just saying that, BG, like, come on, bro. He might keep his Rose Sparks sponsorship stuff. You said he gonna keep his Rose Sparks, man. See, I'm trying to be serious about this, man. Goddamn. All I can think about now is Shannon doing a Rose Sparks commercial, man. And he might have took more than one of them Rose Sparks on the set name night, and he lost his freaking mind, bro. Real talk. I think Shannon took too many of them tablets because he was trying to goddamn blow her back out. And he just lost his fucking mind, man, because that shit probably went up to his brain. He had his blood pressure went up. There's a lot of shit going on, man. He probably blacked out for a minute. Like, you remember the audio when he was on that sexual audio that he had? Y'all remember when he sounded like it was a cattle up there calling because they was hungry. They wanted the freaking farm to bring a bale of hay out there. He sounded like T-Rex. It sounded like goddamn a camel looking for some water to drink. Shout out to Rose Sparks. Hey, did he have some Rose Sparks in his system when he was sounding like that, dog? Damn, Shannon. If the sexual tablets ain't enough, bro. God damn, bro. Man. He says days are numbered at ESPN. The one thing they can't afford is to lose their reputation. You can't take this to the bank. You can take this to the bank. It's going to be bad, man. You know what I'm saying? It kind of reminds me of the Tiger Woods situation. Oh, that is. You're right about that. That is. This is kind of similar to Tiger Woods. Yeah. This is kind of similar to Tiger Woods, bro. Real talk. This is kind of similar to Tiger Woods' situation. And that was bad. But the only thing about it, Chris, that was absolutely, I believe, one of the more extreme situations. And it's funny you mentioned that because Shannon don't have nothing on Tiger. Tiger, wasn't accused of beating it up physically. Tiger had a freaking a quota that he had to meet. You know what I'm saying? He had a quota. He was out there filling a full-blown quota. He had a full squad, and he was married. He had an addiction. I don't know if Shannon had an addiction to Rose Sparks. and he started to feel himself. He said, man, I'm addicted to him. 54 being able to goddamn go in here with this youngin. But I always tell people about boxers, football players, any physical contact sport where you're taking that much to your head area, you're gonna have situations that's non-laughable. You're gonna have situations where you just look at the person based off what they did in the ring, but you don't know what they're going through outside the ropes, right? I think Sharpe is one of those guys where we never heard him be in a situation like this before. And like I said, he grew up in a non-social media era. So you can only imagine all the groupies that was there at the arenas. So he pretty much understand what the trick bag was like when the hustlers was on deck. But to get out, no kids, and put yourself in a situation like this, where it is a black man's worst fear to ever be in a situation where a white woman that young, of course, has audio of you saying that about choking, all the freak that she have in her system. When she come into court, they're not going to look at her like that. They're not going to look at her as a freak unless they can see audio where it's full blown freak off. And look, he only had a video. So I don't know if they can sequester, or not sequester, that's the wrong terminology, subpoena the video to the court unedited, because if she had that video, then she has the full one. I mean, maybe Shannon Sharpe's attorney can request to subpoena the unedited version of that video, because the video is out already. Yeah, the video is out there, and it's yes, it's graphic, but that's what they was into. I don't think they're in mediation based off what happened in the video. I think that's more so to once again, a person that was involved had no problem with it, to come around and say, well, I feel this way now, because you heard Shannon Sharpe at the beginning of the audio said, you trying to treat me like this now? What did he do though? What did he do for her to don't want to deal with it no more, like to leave him alone? What happened? It had to be something else. I don't know. It had to be something physical. He might have crossed the line, and she said, no, F that, man. Like, forget that. That's way past what I'm appreciating here. I can't do it. I'm way no, I can't do it. That's all I'm saying. But hey, shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game. Appreciate y'all for pulling up, and everybody else that tuned in. Make sure you hit that button and continue to support the channel. I'm out. Peace.